Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Pretty exciting day today because for only the second time I have a team built around a specific Pokemon, and as you could probably tell, that is going to be Overquill. So Overquill is one of the Hisuian Pokemon that I never really got a chance to use because I didn't play Legends Arceus, so I thought it would be cool and fun to go ahead and make a little rain team around this thing, see if I can get it to do something. So that is kind of the objective here. So I am looking forward to seeing how this goes. So we're going to go ahead and get into the first match with the team, which is going to be against Seph, which is a random person offline. And so, yeah, looking at their team there, looks to be a pretty powerful mono steel team, actually, which is interesting. Looking at my team here, of course, it is, like I said, built around the Overquill, another pseudo rain team, as I have been kind of into the rain as of late. So yeah, what do I want to lead with in this one? That is a good question. Um, Tough call. I think we're going to go with the Forretress in this one, though. I think that makes some level of sense. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that works out. All right. So there he is, and he is going to go ahead and lead with the Corviknight as we led with the Forretress. So definitely not exactly what I was hoping to see. Right out of the gate here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and go for a Lair of Spikes. I know they could defog this away, which they probably do have, but we're just going to do it anyway, just to kind of scout and see what this thing wants to do as it goes for a bulk up. So maybe it doesn't have defog, actually, as it's going to go ahead and increase its attack and defense here, which could be bad news. We are going to go ahead and throw a Lair of Spikes up, which is something. So unfortunately, we can't really do anything to this thing with Forretress, so we're definitely going to have to switch here. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the Politoed. I think that's our smartest move as of now, because we are going to be able to get the rain up, which should benefit us. So there it is. And it is going to go ahead and get the drizzle to make it rain here, as the Corviknight is going to bulk up again, which is definitely getting in concerning territory there, as it is now at +2 attack and defense. I'm not 100% sure who's going to outspeed who here, but I kind of want to just go for an Encore here to try and trap them into bulk up. So that is what I'm going to do here, as we do outspeed them, which is perfect. So we go for the Encore, which is going to trap them into bulk up, which is great. So they are going to be forced to go for the bulk up once again. So they are going to go up to +3 attack and defense, which would be a huge problem for us if not for the fact that they are trapped into bulk up for the next several turns. So now that we have that taken care of, we're going to go on the offense with firing off a Surf here, as they do actually stay in, interestingly enough. We fire off a Surf, which is an easy 2-hit KO, it looks like, does over half to that thing, as they're forced to bulk up again, which does put them up to +4 attack and defense, and then they are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. But even after the leftovers recovery, I feel like another Surf should take this thing out, so we are definitely just going to go straight for it again. No reason not to. And we'll see what they want to do here, if they want to roll the dice. So they do actually stay in as we go for the next Surf. Is it enough? Yes, it is enough to go ahead and take that Corviknight out and knock him down to 5 Pokemon. So that's definitely a big potential catastrophe averted there. So that is great, as now he's going to go ahead and come in with the yeah, like blanking on the name of this thing here. But yeah, he is going to go ahead and take some spikes damage, which is nice. So We have a little bit of a choice to make here because we don't know if this thing could be packing the Electro Shot. That would obviously be really bad for us. The Archaludon, that's what it is. So I feel like we kind of want to scout for that, honestly, because unfortunately the only downside is now that the rain is up, the Electro Shot would go off in one turn. So I kind of want to go ahead and switch to the Rhydon, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm a little concerned that that could be coming, so we're going to switch to Rhydon actually to try and block the potential electric attack off this thing. So there it is, and they do go for the Electro Shot, so good thing we decided to make that play. So they are going to go ahead and charge, and that is going to increase their special attack, which is bad. But then they try to fire it off, but we do have the Lightning Rod, which blocks that, and then increases our special attack, which doesn't really matter. But yeah, so now we're in a little bit of a predicament here because obviously this thing could hit us really hard with a special attack, as it is now at, I believe, +1 special attack. And I don't know that we could really take an attack from this thing. So we might have to play a little bit of a game here, and we might have to double switch, maybe, or we might actually have to Terra here. But if they go for the Dragon move, that's not really going to help us. So yeah, this is actually not a great situation for us to be in here. I guess we just have to kind of stay in. Let's go Terra, Water, Earthquake. Yeah, let's do it. We're making a little bit of a risky play here, but I think it's what we have to do because I think the Steel move is coming. So we're going to go Terra, Water on the Rhydon to block the Steel move, hopefully, and then fire off an Earthquake for some solid damage output, hopefully. So there's the Terra, Water on the Rhydon as they do go for the Flash Cannon. It is at +1, but we are Eviolite, so we take that very well. Resisted with the water typing, of course. Then we go for the Earthquake, which is going to go ahead and take that thing down outright, which is amazing, knocking him down to 4 Pokemon. So I think we definitely made the right call there, as Rhydon definitely getting us out of another potentially hazardous situation. So we'll see what he wants to bring in now in response to that. But we are looking pretty decent at this point, so he is going to go ahead and come in with the Magearna. So that thing is in. It does have an air balloon, so it's not going to take any spike damage. And so we can't go for the Earthquake, unfortunately, because it does have an air balloon. So the question is, do we want to stay in and break this thing's air balloon, or do we want to save Rhydon for later? I kind of want to save Rhydon because it looks kind of useful against a lot of the other Pokemon on his team. So I kind of want to save the Rhydon for now. So I think we are going to actually switch. The only question is, what do we bring in against this thing? We probably don't have a lot of great options, but I think Vikavolt is probably our best choice. So we're going to go ahead and save the Rhydon for later. And we are going to go ahead and switch in with our Vikavolt. So they are going to go for a Dazzling Gleam, which is going to do a lot of damage to us. Takes us down by over 50% actually. But then we get some HP back with the leftovers. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take 2 of those, which really sucks. But we're going to attempt to fire off a Thunder anyway, as they probably outspeed us, and yeah, they do. They go for an Ice Beam this time, though. Not quite enough to take us out, which is great, as we go for the Thunder in return. It is guaranteed accuracy thanks to the rain, and we get a truckload of damage on that Magearna and break its air balloon, which is pretty amazing. So I'm guessing they may have Ice Beamed there, anticipating a switch on our side, so a little over-prediction from them helped us there. So the Magearna is down to about a quarter HP. We get some HP back with the leftovers, but it's certainly not enough to take another attack from this thing, but that's okay. I think the best, we're just going to go for a Sticky Web here, but it's not really going to matter as this thing fires off another Dazzling Gleam to take us out and knock us down to 5 Pokemon. But that's okay. Vikavolt did its job. As Soul Heart going to activate to increase that thing's special attack, which could definitely be problematic. So we have to think about this now. What do we want to bring in to face this thing? How do we want to play this is the question. So Magearna is not the fastest Pokemon in the world, which is good. So I feel like if we bring in our one of our two speed invested Pokemon, I think we should be okay. I feel like, what's the best option here? Do we want to go for... I think we're going to go for Overquill. I think that's the better bet. Although, because ironically, Overquill and Kingdra have the same speed tier. So yeah, I think we'll do Overquill, and we'll hopefully take this thing out with a Liquidation. That's our plan here. So we're going to fire that off. We should be outspeeding this thing because we're max speed investment. There we go. So we get the Liquidation. It is enough to go ahead and finish the Magearna off and knock him down to 3 Pokemon. So that is another potential crisis averted, as we are going to take some Life Orb damage as well. So Overquill is doing some stuff right out of the gate, which is nice. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Iron Treads, take some Spikes damage, and go ahead and pop a Booster Energy, it looks like, and that is going to increase this thing's speed. So that's not great. I think what we definitely want to do here, since the rain is down, is we want to go ahead and switch back into Politoed, probably, to get the rain back up. Alternatively, we could go back into Forretress. Not 100% sure what we want to do. So they have this thing, and they have those Scissor and the other one left, blanking on the name. So yeah, I think what we'll do here is we definitely want to switch, and I think we will go back to the Forretress here. I think we'll do that, because I don't want to just bring Politoed in to take hits and get sacked off just yet. So we'll come in with the Forretress, which is very physically defensive. This thing does go for an Earthquake, which does do quite a bit of damage to us, but we do take it, which is nice, relatively well, and then we get some HP back with the leftovers. So I feel like our best course of action here is just to go straight for the Earthquake. So that's exactly what we're going to do, try and get as much damage as possible. This thing does go for a knockoff, which takes us down to about 50% and gets rid of our leftovers. But we do go for the Earthquake in return, which is going to do some pretty solid damage to that thing, take it down to about 1/4 HP. And it looks like another one might actually get the job done. So I think we just go for another one. I don't think there's any reason not to, as they are going to Terra, so maybe that was the reason not to. They are going to go ahead and bust out the Terra here. What Terra type are they going to be? It is Flying, so that is bad news. So they do go Terra Flying on the Iron Treads, as they are going to fire off a Terra Blast Flying, so that's interesting. Is it going to be enough to take us out is the question. Not quite enough to take us out, but unfortunately we do go for the Earthquake, and thanks to the Terra, not going to affect that thing. So that was definitely a solid play on their part, definitely hurt us. So I guess all we can really do here is click Explosions. That's what we're going to do, but it's not going to matter because we can't take another attack from this thing. So they are going to fire off another Terra Blast Flying, and that will definitely take our Forretress down and knock us down to 4 Pokemon. So that Terra Flying Iron Treads is definitely putting some work in on us, but I do think we have the answers for it, as now we are going to come back in with the Politoed, and we are going to, of course, get the Drizzle to make it rain once again here. And I think there's no reason for us not to just go for an Ice Beam, so that's exactly what we're going to do, as this thing does knock off, which does do some chip damage, not a lot, but it does get rid of our Damp Rock as we fire off an Ice Beam in return, which will be more than enough to finish that Iron Treads off from that range, and that will knock him down to 2 Pokemon. So Politoed is definitely putting the work in this one as well, saving us from a potential crisis, which is great. So now they are going to go ahead and come in with the, yeah, I'm blanking on this thing's name, but it is going to take some Spikes damage. So yeah, that is fine. The Rever Room, that's what it is. Yeah, it's just so many Pokemon names, hard to keep track of sometimes, but yeah, so I think for us here, there's no reason not to just go for an Earth Power on this thing, so that's what we're going to do. This thing does Poison Jab us, which is fine. Does do a lot of damage, but we do survive in the red. Go for the Earth Power in return, and that is going to knock that thing all the way down to 1 HP, but it actually gets the epic 1 HP survive, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, we'll just go for a Surf here, but it's not going to matter, I don't think, as they go for the next Poison Jab. We'll take care of the Politoed there and knock us down to 3 Pokemon. But that is okay, I think, because we do still have answers, mainly the Overquill. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Overquill here. And yeah, I think this is our opportunity. Not that we needed to take this thing out, but I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to go ahead and Swords Dance. So we do have Swift Swim, so we know we're going to outspeed. We're going to go for the Swords Dance to get that +2 physical attack, which is pretty amazing as they go for an Iron Head. Does do quite a bit of damage to us, takes us down to about a 3rd HP, but we do survive. And now we can pretty safely go for a Crunch, which is what we're going to do, which will easily finish off the Reverie from that range, knocking him down to just 1 Pokemon, as we do take some Life Orb damage. So his last Pokemon is going to be Scissor, so he's going to go ahead and come in with the Scissor, and he is going to take some Spikes damage. So I think there's no reason for us to not just go for a Liquidation here. It is rain boosted, so we're just going to go ahead and do that and see what he wants to do. He does fire off a Bullet Punch. Can we take it is the question. No. Unfortunately, Overquill from that range cannot take the Bullet Punch, so we get knocked out. We go down to 2 Pokemon. So that kind of sucks. Overquill didn't really get to do what we wanted it to do there, but it did still put some work in this game, but we didn't really get to set up like we wanted to. But now we are going to go ahead and come in with the Kingdra, and I think there's no reason for us not to just fire off a Choice Specs Rain Boosted Surf at this point, so that's exactly what we're going to do on this Scissor and see how it goes. We do outspeed, of course. We are Swift Swim. Hit him up. We do get a critical hit. I don't think that mattered because, again, we're max special attack, Choice Specs, Rain Boosted Surf. But either way, we do take care of the Scissor there, and that is going to be game. So we are going to win that one 2-0 against Seph, but that was a pretty good match, I thought, actually. A pretty interesting one. And, yeah, we did kind of get to do some of the stuff we wanted to do, but we do, of course, get the win over a game opponent in a pretty fun battle, which is, of course, what we like to see. So, but that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.